Hello, my beautiful ladies. Today, I want to continue talking about my health journey. I previously did a video on healing my eyes. I will link that in the description box below if you want to check that out. And today, I want to talk about how I healed my gut. And so if any of you have grown up with the American food pyramid, the bottom typically is grains and bread, and then you have fruits and vegetables, and then proteins, and then a couple of other things. And so I was having, stomach issues, kind of feeling heavy even as a teenager. Definitely in college, some of this could have just been stress related and sitting. But when I would go to the doctor, a lot of times they would recommend, according to the American food pyramid, more fiber. So, whole wheat grains, even just fiber supplements. And so I was taking all of this fiber to try to help heal my gut. And to be honest, it was making it worse. And a lot of the things that were being recommended to me just didn't work for me. So if the American food pyramid works for you and you're fine with eating a lot of bread and grains, I say go for it. I feel like I have done almost every diet or nutrition under the sun. I've done, keto, I've done paleo, I've done the whole 360. And ultimately what I ended up needing to do, because I was still having challenges of just, feeling bloated or just really not feeling well, even having headaches sometimes. And so this was one of the challenges that I needed to learn how to heal myself. So I really do believe, at least when it came to my experience, you can, I could do research, I could go to doctors, but at the end of the day, if what people are recommending, I'm still not feeling good, then apparently that works for some people, but it doesn't work for me. And come to find out, what ended up working best for me was a kind of to flip the pyramid, right? And I think other people are catching on to this, but the good news is that we're all different and we all have different genetics and DNA, and we all come from different places as far as, our previous ancestors and what was the soil that they grew up with? What were the types of food that their body got used to? So we have all of this encoded in us, which is great. And it's also a problem because there is not one right answer. And so I do understand from the doctor's point of view or health professionals, they are trying their best to give average recommendations that will help most of us. But just recognizing that just because it's what's recommended, it might not actually work for your body type, your body structure. And eventually I just got sick and tired of feeling sick and tired. And in my 20s, I just felt like I'm way too young to be feeling this way. I would push through a lot of the times, and, I would meet up with my girlfriends or meet up with my friends and have lunch on a patio and just suck it up and put a smile on my face. But ultimately, it came to a point where I had to take the research in my own hands, and I had to figure out ways to heal myself. And the best way I did this was through the elimination diet. You can do this multiple ways. You can do this by journaling what you eat and then how it makes you feel. typically 2 to 4 weeks by trying one thing and seeing how you feel, and then deciding, okay, do I continue to keep this in my, I like to call it nutrition. I don't like using the word diet anymore. I don't know why, but the word diet bothers me. So I use it for my weekly nutrition, and then I would bring on something new. And so the interesting thing was, the thing that they were trying to pump me with the most ended up hurting me the most. And when I minimized breads and grains, my energy completely changed. I felt like I was a different person. And I focused more on fruits and vegetables. I got really good at reading the food printed label on the back and really paying attention to what I was putting in my body. Even sugars. And I am a girl who loves dark chocolate. Even with sugars, I started to notice if I had passed a certain amount, and I like to call the amount that works well with my body is my golden zone. So if I would go past my golden zone, I would start to get headaches. And I realized through the elimination diet that one of the biggest causes was my sugar intake. And so if you're in a similar situation and you've been going to doctors and what they've been recommending to you hasn't worked, and by all means, please do this, because for some people, what the doctors are recommending may work. That may work for you. So I would say, yes, start there. But then once you've tried that for a while, if you notice that you're not better, start to take this back to yourself. Start to take this back in your hands, and you have to be your own advocate. Because I will tell you, in this modern world and this fast-paced world, our health is more and more important, because we can have and experience things, but if we're feeling sick all the time, that's not a great experience. When we have worked so hard and we get to take that trip, but we end up feeling sick, what's that overall experience for you? Even going to lunch with your friends, you're wanting to enjoy that time, but not feeling well, and then forcing a smile on your face, because at the end of the day, you feel like nobody wants to hear about how you're not feeling well and you haven't figured it out and you don't know why. A lot of times people don't like to hear problems without talking about a solution. And when the solution that's recommended isn't working for you, then I encourage you, if you want to get yourself to a better place, is to take the lead on that. And I know that I am so grateful that I didn't just take at face value what was being recommended to me and just accepting it and living there and like that being my life. Now that I have found what foods make my body feel good and what my golden zone is, because I still enjoy chocolate. This isn't about completely letting something go. But maybe you are very sensitive to sugar, and that is something, if you want to feel better, you're gonna have to decide what's your golden zone. So I just wanted to do this video because I feel like sometimes we can look to experts and other people outside of us for advice. And again, because we're actually all different, what might work for one person isn't necessarily going to work for me. And so being cautious of taking, what is considered expert advice as the end all be all without exploring other alternatives if that isn't working for you, because I want you to live your best life. I want you to live a fulfilled life. And how I felt affected every area of my life, right? It affected my own sense of well-being. It affected my relationship with my husband or my life partner. If I'm not feeling good and something pops up, a lot of times I'm short or I'm just not in a good mood. I'm kind of in a grumpy mood, to be honest. And, this affects even the choices I make with, my finances, or, am I just going for that convenient sandwich on the way because I'm running out of time? Or have I found my golden zone and I'm making time on Sunday or one day during the week to meal prep, at least for some of my meals, right? Because at the end of the day, it's difficult to, have it perfect for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, especially if you're building your career, things come up. This is just life. But how can you narrow down what that golden zone is? And I just want the best for you. I'm so glad that I learned how to heal myself. And if you're interested and have a desire to find ways to heal yourself, definitely check out some of my videos. I'm going to be talking more about just, different situations that came up from a health standpoint. I'm also going to be talking about how I learned to heal myself with my mindset and my relationships, and just learning how to navigate and maneuver and flow through this life and live the best life I can possibly live. I hope everyone's doing well, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.